Sunday satsang, we start off with Nectar Bhakti Restaurant Sindhu class, and we're on the first wave, first chapter. What up here? Visheshatma. So he says that one characteristic of Prema Bhakti is Sandra Anand Visheshatma. Atma means me, my body, my mind, my soul, my heart, my everything. And Vishesh means a special me, a unique me, unusual, astonishing me, Vishesh. Anand means bliss, and Sandra means concentrated, compact. What do you can say? Concentrated. Condensed, yeah, thank you. Condensed, concentrated, compact, bliss, which distinguishes my mind and Atma from everyone else in this world, because I have love for Krishna. That's the goal of Bhakti Bhajan, Bhakti Bhav and Prem. So he makes that point, and then he gives certain verses to describe what that bliss is and all that kind of stuff. By comparing it to the bliss of Brahman, Rupa Goswami says the bliss of Brahman realization is like one bindu, and the bliss of Bhakti is like a Sindhu. Bhakti Rasa means a Sindhu. So the experience of bringing Bhakti, Brahmananda is also there. We have Premananda on one side for the Vaishnavas, and for the Vaitins and Gyanis, the yogis, we have Brahmananda. So according to Rupa Goswami, if you compare the two, you find out, of course it may sound little biased. You may question if that's your idea. Basically, when one's in bliss, no one cares what kind of bliss. Like when you're drunk, it doesn't matter whether you're drunk because of whiskey or vodka or rum or wine. Drunk is drunk. You're drunk. No, but I'm drunk on vodka. That's because you're Russian. I'm drunk on wine. Now my drunkenness is better. That's because you're Italian. So I'm sure a Waitin or a yogi, he could care less about you're fighting about his bliss of Brahman versus your Sandra Nanda Vishesha. I'm in Anand, you're in Sandra Anand. Yeah. Okay, well, enjoy it. So, to each his own is what they say. So, he even says it's a piece of grass. He quotes Bhavarta Deepika, which is the name of the commentary of Sri Swami on the Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 88, verse number 11. Sri Swami says that fortunate people who play in the ocean of Harikatha enjoy the greatest bliss. They consider the happiness of art, dham, kam, and moksha, art, dharma, kam, moksha, to be like grass. Pravandi Kitana, Chinopama. China means grass. So, that's the way to Brahma Sirja Mukti, yes, grass. So, maybe you smoke a lot of grass to get there also. Generally, yogis, they do like that, It helps for meditation. Well, there's different ways to get there. In Bhakti, we get there by chanting Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and meditating on the pastimes of Radha Krishna. So the second unique quality of Prema Bhakti is Sri Krishna Karshani. So Jiva Goswami makes an explanation Why doesn't it just say Krishna Karshani? Karshani means attracting. The love attracts Krishna. Krishna is attracted by love. Love attracts anyone. But it says Shri. So Jiva Goswami says Shri means Krishna with his Shri. Shri is a feminine word. Feminine word means Shakti. Shakti means parishads, associates. So when you get prema, it's a package deal. You get Krishna and Radharani and the Astasakis and the Manjaris and everybody. You get the whole spiritual world. Because Shri includes the Sandhini Shakti of Krishna, which means Brajadam. So when you get prema, you have darshan of eternal spiritual realm. You have darshan of all the people in the spiritual realm. And you have darshan of your Ishtadevata, who for us in Radha Ras and Gaudiya Sampradaya, following Gopi Baba, we have darshan of Radharani, Manjaris, and Krishna in their Leela. Jai Radha Madhava Kundra Vihari. So he explains this in verse 41 in part 1, Samanya Bhakti, of Bhakti Rasmi Sindhu. Bhakti attracts Krishna and his associates. Shri Krishna Karshani. Kritva Harim Prema Bhajam Priya Varga Samanvitam. Bhakti Ravasi Karot Iti Shri Krishna Karshani Mata. Bhakti is called one of the characteristics of Prema Bhakti is Shri Krishna Karshani, because it makes Krishna addicted to the love of the devotee and brings Krishna under control. This word Vasikar, praying Vasi Bhut. Vasi means control. So Krishna becomes controlled by love. Everyone becomes controlled by love. Everything becomes controlled by love. I remember once my brother, when he was in 5th grade, they had an art class. This was long ago, because my brother's 81 years old. So that's a long ago when he was in 5th grade, 9 years old or whatever. They had art and crafts class. They had to play with clay. So he played with clay and made a square with, like a square with little cutouts and stuff. And inside with clay, and they put it in an oven, kiln, and fired it up. This is 9 years old. And he wrote in there in English, "Love conquers all." And he had different colors on it and stuff like that. It was really kind of cute. Kind of nice. And he brought it home from school proudly and showed my mom, my mother. And she said, "Oh, this is nice, I'll hang in my bedroom." So that's very nice. A year later, my mother and father got divorced. So that's a twist ending. You thought it was all really sweet for a while. Then the sting at the end. Oh, nice me. Oh, you're nice me. Right? So that's called the sting. So love conquers all. So, okay. I don't know where that plaque is. My brother probably has it now. So this is what Rupa Goswami is saying, that Vasi Karot Iti. Certainly this Prema Bhakti of the devotee, of the Premika, the Mahapurush, the Prema Bhakti, will conquer the heart of God, will conquer Krishna's heart, and all his associates. Because Krishna never moves alone, he always moves with his Sangi, Krishna and associates. So then he quotes supporting verses from Bhagavatam to prove that Krishna is controlled by love. Okay, so we know about that. And then in 44, Rupa Goswami says, thus by just describing the 6 characteristics of bhakti, one understands the greatness and glories of bhakti. Bhakti brings what? What's the first thing? Kleshagni. Kleshagni means it burns up, it destroys all difficulties, miseries, bad karmas, any kind of karma, bhakti destroys it. And the second thing is, makes your life auspicious, healthy, shubhada. Then when you get more advanced in bhakti, your bhakti matures to Baba, then what do you think? You think all the whole Vedic Dharma. You think all Vedic Dharma, Chatur Purushartha. You think Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha. You don't care about liberation, Moksha. You're just so happy in the Baba and the bliss of loving and serving Krishna. You don't care if you live or die or take another birth. You're good. You're perfectly situated because you're in your Sarup. When you're in Baba, you're in your Sarup, and your Sarup is love. And love is full of bliss, and it's the eternal position based on service. So Baba has two characteristics. Moksha Lukuta Krit. You consider moksha as lagu. Moksha is not guru, moksha is lagu. It's light, it's insignificant. And what's the other one? Sudurlava. It's rare. Because why is it rare? It's not rare for a devotee. That's what Jiva Goswami makes the point, and also Krishna. It's not rare for a devotee to attain Baba, but devotees themselves as a category are rare. How many people in this world are bhaktas? Nobody. Everyone's either Gnostic, agnostic, Gnostic, Pashandi, or just on the fence, or they worship all the gods, or every god, or no god, or Shiva's god, or Durga's god. Everyone's god, that's okay, but there's very, very few. Krishna says in Gita, Manushanam Sasveshu. 7th chapter Gita, verse 3, he says, thousands of people are looking for me, hardly one knows me in truth. Knowing Krishna in truth means you have tilak on your forehead, Tulsi neck beads on your neck, and Java beads in your hand. And you go at 3 o'clock. You live next to me. I didn't say this house. You take rest at 8:30, 9, sometimes 10 on that one. When you up so late, I feel like, well, you're up too late. I see your light on. It's out my good. Hey, Babaji, when you go to sleep, and also light goes out. Okay, good. Wait, 10 o'clock, you're up? Hey, must be sick. Proceed. So that's the situation. So, okay, that finishes chapter 1. Then he says in the last verse 45 of chapter 1, part 1, Samanya Bhakti. Swap api ruchir eva syat bhakti tattva abodhika yuktis tu kevala neva yet asya pratishtata. Even if one has a little taste, swaparuchi, for bhakti tattva, one can understand it and try to understand bhakti. If you have a little taste, Swarushi, Bhakti Tattva, you can understand it. Abodhika means like Buddhi, intelligent. Bodhika, you can understand it. But by logic, forget it. Some guy, blue guy, running around with cows. Doesn't make sense. Jiva Goswami comments, Ruchi in this verse doesn't refer to a stage of bhakti, it refers to taste. You have taste for shastras like Bhagavatam that describe the true nature of Bhakti, but move that stick over there. No, he'll do it. Yes, he was put on the shelf, windowsill. Yeah, because, if it falls on my neighbor, she wants to fall on me. So put over here. So, what does he say? What does Shiva Goswami say? Why does a taste for Shastra that describes Bhakti arise in a Bhakta? How does taste? Because he said, you got a little taste.
By hearing Shastra from a sadhu.
What do you say?
Nurse?
From last life, is that what you said?
No, I said from nurse.
Well, Jiva Goswami said, this is due to some scars from last life. I mean, some people, they get books about Krishna, they go crazy. I mean, I had a friend who's practicing Bhakti for 35 years. He called me up, he was in Gujarat. He said, I'm really dried out. I said, okay. I read all these books, so I'm not getting anything. I said, okay, I'll send you some books. So I sent some books with commentaries by Anandas Babaji Maharaj. Yuvaku Samanjali, Radha Suniti, Prem Bhakti Chandrika. A month later, my phone was jumping off the table. I said, wow, what is this? What's going on? I'm going crazy reading these books. I have to come out there and Vrindavan. So he came out. We went, it was Karti. We went around Parikama, went to Govindnath Temple. I said, Anantas Babaji's upstairs right now. It's about 8 o'clock at night. And I said, you want to go see him? And I didn't tell him. He goes, okay. So I went inside, and Keshav Babaji Maharaj, who was like in charge of the scene over there at the time, he had a little office on the ground floor. So he was there. It was about 8 o'clock at night. And I went in there, and I sat there with Keshav Maharaj. He says, what can I do for you? I said, he wants to meet Maharaj. And he wants to take Diksha. I just said that. Although the person was already initiated. So he said to me, he said, open or secret? And then the lights went out. All the electricity went out. He said, wait here. I took a flashlight and he walked upstairs to see, and then that's why he came back. He said, okay, you can come meet him, follow me. I said, this is really secret. I didn't know what open or secret meant. I didn't know, he didn't know. I said, this is pretty secret. So we went up the stairs. We were coming down the stairs. There were some people from Delhi. They were his godbrothers and godsisters. And he said, that's my cousin. You could see in the flashlight. And they didn't see him, it was dark. It was really funny. What were they doing, So we went in the room. They didn't ruin their lights, because he had emergency lights in there. Inverter. He had lights, he had an inverter there, but it wasn't, nobody else had them. So he said, who is this? And I said, so and so. And then Keshav was there and said, he wants to get initiated. So he said, so then Keshav asked again, do you want to open your secret? I said, what's the difference? Well, secret means that we just do it secretly, but publicly means you feed a bunch of Babajis, have a bandara, and it's free. And he said, no. We want secret. A month later he got initiated. He's the happiest guy in the world, So he had, how did I start anyway?
taste studying Shastra.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you. So, Swavaruchi Bhakti Tattva, Abodhika. You got a little taste, little attraction for Shastras describing Bhakti, then you can get perfection. So it's Bhakti, the whole beginning of Bhakti is not based on Gyan, it's not based on Naya, logic, it's based on heart. Bhakti means heart, Bhakti means love, devotion. So what the initial starting point of even basic Bhakti, not even talking about Ragnu Bhakti, even basic Bhakti, because this is Samanya Bhakti chapter. Samanya means the general characteristic, the overview of the basic characteristics of Bhakti in general. So it's all from the very beginning, even Vaidhi Bhakti begins from the heart. That's why people that have that taste, because of purva samskars, have a taste for Bhakti Tattva, they have an easier life of Bhakti Bhajan. They immediately get into it. Oh, really, I like these books. They eat up these books like crazy. They stay up day and night read the books. Usually people get initiated and move into a temple sometimes. They say, I was reading 8 or 10 hours a day. Now I don't read at all. I'm busy cooking in the kitchen and selling books on the street and going to all the programs. Anyway, but the taste got you there. So this is the idea. The Ruchi allows one to understand the nature of Bhakti. The highest position of Bhakti. Bhakti Tattva Bodhika. So that's it for the first chapter. So next week we'll start a second chapter, which is the most important chapter for every Bhakti, because it describes basically, in second chapter it's called Sadhana Bhakti. There's 2 types of Sadhana Bhakti. For 270 verses, 269 verses, Rupa Goswami describes Vaidhi Sadhana, which also applies to Raganuga. And then from 270 to 309, which is 39 verses, he describes Raganuga Bhakti. So this had all kinds of 32 offenses in deity worship, 10 offenses, and all kinds of seva aparats, and all different things. A very exciting chapter 2. So that's that.